with slope-intercept form, your y equals mx plus b, that's going to be our focus today. Sometimes they are just going to give you the slope and the y-intercept, and when you're graphing it, okay, you have to start at the y-intercept. So if it's -3, you're going to go to -3 on the y-axis. Will you guys label your y and x if you haven't already? So the y is always vertical, up and down. X is always horizontal, left and right. Now, when you use your slope, okay, your slope is always the rise over the run. And then, like I said, there's two ways that you can do this. So if you have a negative in front, you can either think of it as -2/3. So if it's the rise is up or down, that means the run is where or where. If the rise is up or down, the run is great. Yep. Left or right. Okay? So if it's negative, you go down 2. If this is positive, you go right 3. So let's do that one first. So I'm going to start here at -3, not at 0, 0. So you don't start at 0, 0 unless that's your y-intercept. So I'm going to count 1, 2, and then right 1, 2, 3. And then will you put another point there? And that's so nice, we'll do it twice. So 1, 2, down, 1, 2, 3, over. And I really want you to do this as many times as the graph will allow. So I think we can do it one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now notice this is only part of the graph. To figure out where the points are here, if it's a negative, you can also apply the negative instead of to the top. You can do a +2 over a -3. Okay, and that means that you can go up 2 and you can go left 3. Okay, so you basically just reverse it. Okay? All right, so now we're going to go up 2, left 3. So we're going to count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Put a dot there, put a point there. And then up 2, 1, 2, 3, up 2, 1, 2, 3. And your point should make a straight line. Okay, I'm also fine if we want to use the straight edges today so that you can connect them. I always think it looks once you have all your points, it should be simple to connect them in a line, okay? If you notice that one of your points is off, go back and just double check it, because we all make mistakes, especially when you're counting, and like this grid is kind of small. It's not as large as like graph paper, so it's easy to make a mistake there, okay? Oh, it's so beautiful. Now, here is one other thing I want you to double check. So in one of our sections, we talked about if you have a negative slope from left to right, the line should be going down. So if you have a negative slope, okay, is this going down from left to right? Yes. Yep. So just double check that you have that negative slope. Okay, so you have that correct line there. Okay, the other thing we're going to talk about today is writing each equation in slope-intercept form, which you've already done in 5.4, and then you're going to graph that line that's described by the equation. So this is going to combine a few things we've already done before. So when you are writing each equation in slope-intercept form, okay, when you see that slope-intercept form, anytime you see that keyword, that means you're going to be writing it in the form y equals mx plus b. Now, in that form, what is the slope? The m. Okay, so in slope-intercept form, let's just write a little reminder. M is the slope. Do you guys remember which one's the y-intercept? B, yep. Okay, and then B is the y-intercept. So I think it was last week, we did the, I gave you a worksheet, and all you did was pick out the y-intercept and the slope, and that's what we're going to do from here. So after you write the equation in slope-intercept form, that's the first thing you have to do. The second thing you have to do is graph. So first we're writing the equation, then we're graphing that. Now look at number 1. Is this in the form y equals mx plus b? Is this y equals mx plus b here? Yeah, it's already in that form. So for step 1, it's already done for you. Okay, so it's already in that form. So it's y equals 3x minus 1. That was given. Yay, it's already given to us. Okay, so looking at this here, 3, can you tell me what the slope is? Yep. And then Avery, can you tell me what the y-intercept is? What's your y-intercept, or your b value? Yep. So if b is -1, that is the point 0, -1. So now, when we're graphing, okay, you are going to start, okay, for step 2, you're going to start at 0, -1. Okay, so this is your m, this is your b. If b is -1, on the y-axis is where you're going to make your point. So I want you to take a second now, and I want you to plot your point on your graph here. Okay, so the point has to go on the y-axis, so your point should be here. So just double check that you put it in the correct space. Okay, and then from there, you are going to use your slope. Now, your slope is 3. If your slope is a whole number, do you guys know what the rise over run is? Yeah, good. So if it's 3, if it's a whole number, you just put it over 1. And then this is the rise, and this is the run. Okay, so if it's positive, you're going to go up 3, and then you're going to go to the right. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the first one, and then I want you to finish that. So we're going to go up, 1, 2, 3, and then over 1. And then you just keep repeating that process. 1, 2, 3, over 1. So I want you to keep doing that. Oh, no. Okay, and then once you have gone all the way that you can go, so there was only one more point you had to plot because the next one would be off the graph, you can do the reverse. So instead of going up and right, you can just go down and left. So 1, 2, 3, and then go to the left. 1, 2, 3, then go to the left. Bless you. 1, 2, 3, to the left. 1, 2, 3, to the left. Okay, and then you can connect your points, and then we'll make sure that the line is going in the same direction as your slope. Okay, so if the slope is 3, that means it's positive. So if it's positive, you always start at the left. You start at the left and move your finger up the line. Well, I guess I said up the line. If you're going up from left to right, it's positive. Okay, with this one, you would start at the left and go down, so that's how you know that it's negative. Okay? All right, now the second one here, you're graphing the line described by this equation. Okay, this is exactly what you did yesterday on your quiz, where you have to put it in slope-intercept form. So what you have to do is you have to solve for y. Okay, so your first step is to solve for y. Anybody brave enough to tell me what to do first? Yeah, subtract 3x. Great. So the reason why you're subtracting the 3x, if you weren't sure about that, is you're trying to get y by itself. And so you're trying to move everything away from y. Now, if you're putting this in the form y equals mx plus b, that negative 3x is going to go first. So negative 3x plus 6. All right, and then y is almost by itself. What's the one more step I have to do? Divide by 2. Great. Now, when you're dividing by 2, remember, we're dividing this term by 2 and this term by 2. So if you want to write the divided by 2 under each of those, that's great. So then the 2's will cancel. And then we have negative 3 over 2x. And then remember, one thing that we've been doing is we've been checking to see if that's going to be a decimal or if we can reduce it. So 3 divided by 2, I know 3 doesn't go into 2 evenly. So if it's a decimal, we're just going to leave it, and then there's nothing to reduce. But what about 6 divided by 2? Does 2 go into 6 evenly? Yeah, what's 6 divided by 2? Up here, please. This is the last one we're doing. So what's 6 divided by 2? 3. Okay, so if that's a whole number, make sure you simplify it. Okay, because that's also going to make it easier for step 2. Because in step 2, you're going to have to start at the y-intercept. Okay? Which one is the y-intercept in y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 3? That'll be the, so one of them's the slope and one of them's the y-intercept. Which one's the y-intercept? Yep, the 3, which is good for us because then that one's a little bit easier to graph. And then your slope is negative 3 over 2. Okay, so that means you're going to start here. So we're going to start at positive 3. 1, 2, 3. Put your point there. Okay, and then we're going to go down 3 and then right 2. Make sure you go to the right. Okay, so we go down, 1, 2, 3, and now we go to the right 2. Down, 1, 2, 3, right 2. Until you can't do it anymore. Okay, now to get the points up here, instead of going down and right, what else could you do? Instead of going down, we could go up. Instead of going right, we can go left. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2, 3 over 2. Okay, and then once you line up your straight edge there, once you line up your straight edge, you should have a beautiful line. And then again, your slope is negative. So if you have a negative slope, start at the left, make sure it's going down, and then you know that you've graphed it correctly. Okay?